Welcome back to Perks Recap Podcast, the NFL preview of Week 3 show that we're doing here. New digs, new podcast app host, I guess. We got a new app that we're using, and hopefully everything goes well with it. So far, so good. The early returns are good. Al, how you doing, and what do you think?
Hey, man, I expect this to be as big a deal as when Rich Eisen moved from ESPN to the NFL Network.
Now, this is bigger than this is when TV went to color from black and white.
Oh, there you go, dude. There you go. That's when I stopped having to hold the antenna for my dad all 9 innings of every Philly game.
Okay, well then let's do it.
Let's do it, man.
Let's jump right in.
Oh yeah, that's me. That's my cue. Sorry.
That's right. You know what? I didn't even. Okay, yeah, I forgot about that. I was about to start talking.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, I
It's your
remember
hosting gig. Let's go. Week 3.
All right, man. So, Week 3 starting Thursday night. We got the first 2 Thursday night games were bangers, or at least on paper they look good. The second one ended up not being so hot, but this one, I don't know about this one on paper. Dolphins at Bills.
Yeah, I mean, Miami is such a disaster, such a mess. They played a little better than than I expected last week, but they still lost. And now they're going on the road to Buffalo. I can't see any scenario where they're winning this game, like none at all. There's no chance in my eyes. And I've got Buffalo winning 31-13. Just completely a beatdown.
I'm right there with you, my man. The Dolphins offense looked better. Their defense was still bad, and I expect it to stay that way. And the Bills are not the team to get right against, not even close. I'm going Bills 35-17.
Oh, wow, you and Joe. Joe has 34-17.
No kidding. Nice. Well, it's not a bad, it's a really good thing to be in the same ballpark as Joe. I'm learning quickly.
Okay. Not a whole lot to add there. I just don't see Miami having any chance.
Yeah, the only thing I want to add is that Dolphins have a cornerback named Storm Duck.
That is awesome.
We're not going to see him play this week because he's on the injury report, which is why that came to my attention. But they have a guy named Storm Duck. I can't believe it. That's so cool. I can't believe I didn't know that until this week.
That's great.
I love it. And that's all I have to say about that game. All right. So moving to the Sunday at 1 docket, we got the Bengals at the Vikings in the battle of the backup quarterbacks, Jake Browning and Carson Wentz.
I went back and forth on this so many times.
Me too.
I really had no idea where to go, and inevitably when I don't know where to go, I just go with the home team. So I went with Minnesota in a tight one, 23-21, but I have no confidence in that whatsoever. I think Browning is probably going to be a little better. He's proven that he can get some things done in this league. Minnesota is at home. I think they might have a better overall team around them. I think Jordan Mason might really go off. And they have Justin Jefferson. If Wentz can get it out to him at all, that's always a good thing. Of course, I'm sure he's probably going to rely on him quite a bit. I don't know where this is going to go. I really don't. I'll tell you what, though, Cincinnati can pull it off. They'll be 3-0 for the first time in I don't know how long.
Yeah, how about that? With Burrow out, they have a chance to have their best record in an early season in years. Listen, I don't know where to go either. I just hate picking this game because I don't know what to do with it. But I'm going to go against my better judgment and pick the road team. It's weird that I have more confidence in Jake Browning than a guy who almost won an MVP a few years back, but that is so long ago that it's in the rearview mirror and then over a mountain. So I'm going Bengals 24-20 because I like Jake Browning more than Carson Wentz.
Yeah, I hear you. Wow. You and Joe again.
No kidding.
Joe went Cincinnati as well, so I'm the lone man on Minnesota. He went 23-20.
Get the heck out of here. 1 point off in 2 games in a row. And it makes me feel better about picking the road team if Joe did it.
And my pick too. I mean, it was Minnesota, but I picked 23-21.
Oh, that's crazy. We were all right in the same little box of score. Wow, that's wild, man.
Because that's what I think. Anybody who really takes a look at this game, they can't really make it a blowout. I don't think, and you can't really see them scoring a lot. It's got to be in this range.
No, I completely agree. I agree because and Joe agrees. So, yeah, man, we're all on the same page on that for sure. For sure.
Okay.
All right. Now, another very interesting game because this game I thought would have been real easy to pick early in the season, but it is not now. And that is the Texans at the Jaguars.
Jeez. I gotta say, I don't like the juju or the vibes coming from Houston at all, coming off of last week. And I'm at a point now where, of course, I'll pick them in certain games, but tough games that are, I mean, I'm not sure Jacksonville is a really tough game, but on the road, I'm going Jacksonville. I got to see Houston. I feel a little better about Jacksonville than I do about Houston, and they're at home. That was my line of thinking. I don't feel great about Jacksonville. I don't love this pick at all. It's another one of these, flip flop in my head 4 times before I wrote down Jacksonville. Would not be surprised if Houston won this game. But I just don't like what I'm seeing. And I don't love what I'm seeing from Jacksonville, but I like it more than what I'm seeing from Houston, and they're at home. 24-19 Jags.
All right. Well, listen, it usually takes a lot longer in the docket for us to disagree twice, but we hit that in game 3 this week. And this is, like you said, back and forth, back and forth. I just expected, even with all my talk about the offensive line, and I agree with everything I said, surprisingly, I still cannot fathom this Texans team going 0-3. I just can't accept it. So maybe against the better judgment that I should have, I'm going to take the Texans, and I'm going to take them 20-18. If the Texans lose this game, I mean, we're talking about them not making the playoffs and going under 500 in all likelihood.
Yeah.
So I couldn't fathom that before the season started. And even though they haven't looked great, I just can't pick it. So I probably should, but I'm going Texans on the road against a Jaguars team that's looked decent so far.
Yeah. Joe agrees with you. Joe's got Houston as well. So
Okay.
2 in a row here. I can be in big trouble if I lose both of these when you guys win both of them. But he's got 23-20 Houston. Again, we're all in this same range. You had 20-18. I have 24-19. Same range again as the last game. All in this little box of scores. And, yeah, you guys, I went back and forth so much on this game. There's a couple others that I went back and forth as well. And this was a tough one, and I would not be surprised at all if Houston wins. I told you my thinking, though, with Jacksonville.
Yeah, man. No, it's a tough one. And it's again, I feel good that Joe agreed with me because he's been the pick master so far for sure. But it's a tough one, man. It's a toss. It's a roll of the dice, and I don't feel great about it. But to me, the Texans are their defense is good enough that the defense is going to win them some games, like I said in our recap show from week 2. And to me, this is got to be one of them, or they just fall out of contention and they're done like a typical Bengals start. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yep.
All right. So moving on, in a positive way, like the Texans are one of the negative surprise stories of the early season to me, and I think a lot of people. In a positive light, we have the Colts taking on the Titans on the road. Colts. I mean, what an early season story, man. Danny Dimes.
They're calling him Indiana Jones.
I hadn't heard that yet. That's awesome.
Yeah. I love it. I love that. Um, yeah. Are you picking them against them at this point? I don't think you are. I have 28-20, and that might be giving Tennessee too much of a, you know, too much love because I don't know if it'll even be that close. But regardless, I have Indiana, the Colts winning, and Tennessee still learning. I don't know how many games they're going to win this year. They are at home, but I don't care. I think Danny Dimes is going to light them up, and I think he's going to have another good game. 28-20 Colts.
All right, all right. I'm in a similar vein to you, man. There's no way I'm picking the Titans. They just don't look that good early. It's too early in the Cam Ward process. The only player that's playing consistently well for the Titans on offense is Tony Pollard, which is still mind-bogglingly cool to me. But the whole offense as a whole looks ragged. So, and the Colts have just been one of the stories of the NFL so far. Indiana Jones. That is awesome, dude. I love that. I hadn't heard that yet.
I
That got me
absolutely
good.
love it.
Oh, that got me good. So yeah, I'm taking the Colts on the road, 26-15.
All right, Joe, much more bold than us. He went with the Colts, but he has it 30-16.
Love it. Love it. I can see that for sure. For
Yeah,
sure.
no doubt. I definitely gave the Tennessee too much love for being at home, but regardless, this is a sweep across the board.
Right on. Right on. All right. Well, let's move on from that one then. And let's look at another game with a backup quarterback scenario. The Raiders at the Commanders. Now, we don't know anything for sure yet that I've seen. I don't know if you've seen any difference since earlier today because I didn't have time to look. I've been on the road. But it looks like Marcus Mariota might be starting for the Commanders this week.
Yeah, it's looking more and more likely that Jaden Daniels is going to be out. Do we want to caveat this at all?
I mean, we certainly can. Although maybe we shouldn't do that since we're not giving Joe that option. How do you feel about that? I could go either way.
That's true. We did not give Joe that option, so there's no caveats.
Yeah, I think that's only fair.
Right. And I will let him know in the coming weeks, from now on, if he wants to caveat something, he could, and then
Perfect.
we'll be able to do it from then on. But you're right. He made his pick without this knowledge, so we should do the same thing.
That's perfect.
Well, I still believe, I guess, enough in Marcus Mariota because I picked them to still win the game, even though Jaden Daniels is out. They're at home. Vegas doesn't scare anybody. This would be a great win for them. Don't get me wrong. And it's not a slam dunk anymore as it was when he was in there. So I have Washington still winning. Originally, as Jane Daniels was going to play, I had 30-19, but I'm taking a touchdown off without him there, and I have them winning 23-19.
Oh, that's great, dude. All right. Well, you and I are pulling a me and Joe from a couple games because I have the Commanders 23-18. That's awesome, dude. And I wouldn't need a caveat anyway because I would and obviously you didn't either because I'm picking them. I'm picking them assuming Mariota's going to start.
Right. Joe agrees, but he has a much closer game as well, probably for the same reason. 24-22, much closer.
Wow. Yeah, man. No, I get that. I definitely get that. Because the Raiders did look good on the road in week 1, beating the Patriots. Now, I think the Commanders are a much better team, but they have looked good in one of the 2 games, and they looked awful in the second, but they did look good in the first one. So I get that.
Yep.
Love it. Okay. All right. Now, moving on, and big freaking game this week. Possibly game of the week. There's another big contender, but Rams at Eagles. And thank goodness the Eagles get this one at home.
Yes, for sure. This was my reasoning in the pick. I think if this was in LA, I would pick LA. It's in Philly, so I'm going Philly to win a tight one, 23-19. But I will say the Rams are my upset pick.
Right on. Listen, that's funny because I agree with everything you just said. I would have picked the Rams if the Eagles were on the road. I would have. As much as I love the Eagles, I would definitely have picked them.
This is the big test for them. This really is. That offense has got to get going, and this is going to be definitely a measuring stick for where that offense is.
100%, man, 100%. And here's how much I agreed with everything you said. I'm picking the Eagles 23-19.
Really?
100%. Written in ink. Unbelievable. And unbelievable, dude. I mean, we've been close a few times, but now we're exact. And a big factor in me feeling confident picking the Eagles. Now, I'm not that confident, but I'm in making the decision for me anyway, is that the Rams are missing one of their best players. There's cornerback Akilo. I don't know how you say it. Akilo.
Okay.
Let me find it here. What's his first name? I can't find it.
While you're looking, I'll just let everyone know, and you know that Joe did pick the Rams.
Okay. That makes me nervous for my Eagles.
He went 27-24, though. Close game. We all have close games. I don't see either team blowing the other one out. I'd be surprised at that.
I would too. And it doesn't surprise me that one of us picked the Rams at all.
Yeah, I have my upset, so.
Yeah. No doubt. And I considered them for my upset, but I didn't want to just keep picking teams that are playing the Eagles.
Right.
Akello Witherspoon broke his clavicle in week 2, and he's arguably their best secondary member. So that's a big deal for him being out this week.
Maybe A.J. Brown can actually catch some balls for some yardage.
Well, maybe their freaking offensive coordinator won't be scared about playing some good cornerback and game plan against the possibility of that happening. That would be nice. I'm gonna go on a real rant next week if Jalen Hurts doesn't have more than 2 passes over 7 yards again. I'm about ready to have a coronary.
Yeah, that average ball in the air, whatever that stat is, was pretty bad.
Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy. You take away the Devontae Smith,
right? 5 yards in the air or something like that.
You take away that Devontae Smith pass, it was like 30 some yards, down to about the 2-yard line. And it's an astronomically low number.
Yeah.
So I'm getting nervous.
This isn't some rookie you're trying to protect. I don't get it.
I don't either, man. And the strength of their team is their receivers. They have one of the best 1-2 punches at receiver in football, with Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown. It's not something you should be game planning against. I don't get it. You have a strength. Even if the other team is strong at that position, you still have to test them out a few times and try it. It's mind-boggling to me. So we'll see what happens this week. I'm not surprised Joe picked the Rams, and we all had it close. That is exactly what I expected.
Yep.
Right on. Okay, moving on. We have the freaking pass rush demon Falcons at the Panthers. And I want to say, how about that? Who thought we'd ever say that, Greg? But before you go, I just want to point out, this is huge. The already really struggling Panthers lost their starting guard and starting center last week for the season.
Oh, geez.
Hunt and Corbett.
Oh, wow. Well,
yeah.
I have a close game, but maybe it should be a little bit wider margin. But regardless, I still have Atlanta winning this game. My love for Carolina that I had at the beginning of the year was way off. I was way off. I'm completely wrong on this team. I thought they were going to do something this year, and it doesn't look like it at all. I got to see something from them before I can ever pick them. In Atlanta, like you said, pass rush demons. They're playing pretty well. They're looking pretty good. And even with Penix not lighting up the stat sheet, maybe he will this week, and maybe he will as the season goes on. But either way, I have a close win, 23-20. Like I said, though, with those injuries, it might be more like 23-13, but it doesn't matter. 23-20, Atlanta with the win. Joe also has Atlanta 27-20.
Okay. Yeah, and I'm going Atlanta too. The Panthers just don't look good, and they're going to take a big hit with these offensive line losses. Going to make them even worse. I'm taking the Falcons 26-14.
26-14. Okay.
All right, my man. Moving on to the Steelers at the Patriots.
Oh, screw this game. I have no idea.
Right there with you, my
I
man.
have no idea.
Yep. So with you.
Both teams played 2 different games both weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. New England looked terrible and good, and Pittsburgh was good and terrible. I mean, it came down to me as whenever I don't know, I try to refer to the home team, and that's what I end up doing. Because I don't know what to expect. Like you always say, you can't figure out Pittsburgh. I can't figure out them either. And New England's getting to be to that point. If they throw in a good game here, then it's good, bad, good, or bad, good, good. I don't know.
I love it, dude. I'm so with you. That's so funny.
So I went New England in a tight one, 19-17, low scoring.
Okay. Now that's interesting because this will be the first time I disagree with Joe, although it is with massive hesitation. And here's my theory. Every time I think I know something about the Steelers, I don't. And the Steelers on paper look to me like they're going to lose this game. So I'm going to pick them to win.
Well, no, Joe agrees with you. Joe picked Pittsburgh.
Oh, I thought you said he picked the Pats. I'm sorry. Okay.
No,
okay.
I picked the Pats.
Okay. So that's my theory. Whatever I think the Steelers are going to do, I'm going to go the opposite. And I think they should lose this game, so I'm going to pick them to win.
That's great. That is a great analysis right there.
So, and I'm picking I don't think I said the score yet. I'm picking them 17-16.
Yeah, because we don't know what to do with them. That's the third time that I picked against both of you guys, and you both were agreed, and I'm the odd man out. I got to win at least I got to win 2 of those at least, because that's the third time it's happened.
Isn't that something, man? Well, there's a chance you're going to maybe a mover and shaker in one direction or the other this week. We'll see which one. I love it. I love it. And to add to this whole crazy what the hell to do with this game equation, I'm taking the Pats as my underdog pick.
Oh, well, you and Joe online again.
Get the heck out of here. I love it.
That's his upset pick. Yep.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, I don't know where this is going to go. I will not be surprised about anything that happens in this game.
Me either. I will, if either team blows the other out, if it's 0-2 at the end of the game, if it's 37-12, 37-33, I have no idea. Either team winning in all those scenarios, I have no clue. I love it. All right. Moving on. Now, this one was a lot easier to pick, my man, and I'm guessing it was for you guys too, and that is the Packers at the Browns.
Yeah, we don't need to spend a whole lot. I mean, Green Bay, they look really, really good. They're the golden child of everybody picking right now and analyzing the league. We've said our piece. We think they're very good. We're not all the way there like some other people are, but either way, we recognize that they are very good. They are going to be very tough, and they're going to have a very good year. And Cleveland is the opposite of all those things I just said.
Yeah, perfectly put. Perfectly put. And to add to the Packers' good fortune, Micah Parsons is off the injury report for the first time this season. Things are just getting better. So, I'll make this quick. I'm picking the Packers 36-13.
Okay, I have 27-14, and Joe has 40-20.
Love it. Love it. All right. Moving right along. I am going, and since I did my prep for this, it has been announced. Well, let me say the game first. The next game we got is the Jets at the Buccaneers. And I'm pretty sure I saw on the ESPN bottom line when I was at the comedy club earlier tonight that Justin Fields has been ruled out in this game.
Yes, he has. It is Tyrod Taylor.
All right, cool. Thank you for confirming. What do you think about this one, my man?
I don't care who it is. Tampa Bay is going to win this game.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. No caveat necessary.
No caveat necessary. They are a better team. They're a good team. The Jets have not shown themselves to be a good team yet. They had one good game, one bad, kind of a Jekyll and Hyde thing, like Pittsburgh and New England as well.
Yeah.
Because that game they lost against Pittsburgh, they played well in that game, though. Justin Fields really did.
Yeah, absolutely. They look good. And then, like you said, Jekyll and Hyde, because they looked awful in week 2.
Right. And I don't think, even if they play well, it'll be another loss because Tampa Bay is better than Pittsburgh, too. And, yeah, Tampa Bay is going to win this one. They're at home as well. That's another factor. 26-16, comfortable win. Another Baker Mayfield type game is on tap here. And Joe agrees he went 31-20 Tampa Bay.
Okay. All right. And I'm very close to you again. I have the Bucks 28-15.
Yes. Okay.
All right, man. Yeah. So, okay. Moving on to 4:00, another contender for game of the week in my mind. I really want to see where this one's at in week 3, and that is the Broncos at the Chargers.
Right. Because, we were high on both teams. I was very high on Denver. They have not, the Bo Nix sophomore struggles are happening a little bit. So that's unfortunate. And I thought their defense would be able to kind of cover that a little bit. And, they would still be a very good team as he was figuring out the adjustments the league makes to him as he adjusts back to the league, as it always happens. But they don't look that great, and the Chargers look fantastic, and they're the home team as well. I can't, just right now, it could be a different story later in the year, as these are two very good head coaches as well. I don't think it'll be all year for Denver, kind of struggling a little bit. But right now, you got to go Chargers. 20-14 for me. Chargers, again, they're at home as well. That's another factor.
Yeah, listen, I agree. I really expected more out of the Broncos early, and they are not delivering. But I think they'll be decent in the end. But this is not the game to get right, I don't think. I'm going to go Chargers a little closer, just out of respect to the Broncos defense bouncing back off of what was just a very unexpected amount of points they gave up in week 2. I'm going to say they bounce back a little bit and hold San Diego to 20, but make it 20-16. Chargers.
20-16. Okay. Joe agrees. 24-20 for Joe.
Right on. Right on. All right. Yeah. Okay. Now, moving on again, we got the Saints at the Seahawks.
Okay. All right. Seahawks. Is Sam Darnold good? I don't know. That's a genuine question. I don't know what he is.
Yeah. I still don't either.
I mean, they looked great last week. They scored 41 points. I don't know, but New Orleans is terrible.
Yes.
So it kind of doesn't matter.
Agreed.
So 35-20. We'll get our answers for Seattle later in the year, I think. But this is not that game. New Orleans is not the team to measure against any team. So 35-20, Seattle gets the win.
Right on. Right on. Yeah, I'm not picking the Saints on the road against a team who's at the very least decent. No chance. Spencer Rattler was impressive at home in week 2, but it's not enough to make me think the Saints are going to be anything much more than I thought coming into the season. I agree with you. I don't know what Darnold is, but he's on a better team, and that's going to be enough. And I'm going to take Seattle 29-20.
Okay, Joe, much closer than us. Still has Seattle, but he went 17-13.
Interesting. That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's interesting.
That is very interesting.
Sounds like he's not much bigger on Darnold than I am.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, that's not the most interesting game of the week, so we can probably move on from that one pretty quickly, huh?
Yeah, let's move on.
Right on. Now, talk about games that are interesting. Cowboys at Bears, and the Bears are not what either of us thought they were going to be early at all, and the Cowboys have been good, not great but good.
Yeah, that's my opinion of the Cowboys this year. They're a good team. They're not a great team. But I don't know what. But if this was in Dallas, this would be a lot easier to pick. But Chicago's going to start 0-3, and that Dallas defense can't stop anybody, especially in the pass. And it's the same guys are going to be back there again this week. I don't know. Chicago is in desperation mode at this point. They have to win this game. I think that's at least what's being preached to them. It's kind of like I'm emotionally hedging.
Yep.
I of course want my Cowboys to win, but if they lose, at least I would have picked the Bears and won my pick because I'm going with the Bears. 27-24, just because of that desperation I spoke of. Caleb Williams, if he gets a chance to just drop back, he can probably just throw it up a few times, do just enough. Although I don't know if Dallas's offense is going to be contained by too many defenses, so I might be shortchanging them on offense a little bit. They're probably going to be able to score pretty well against the Bears, so that might be why they win if they do win. Again, it's like an emotional hedge. I hope they win, and if they lose, at least I got the game here.
I dig it, man. Yeah, I get that 100%. It's the same reason I picked the Chiefs as my upset pick last week, so I get it. I was on the fence about this game a little bit more until I found out that one of the best cornerbacks in football is going to be out of this game. Was not the one that's already been out for the Cowboys for 2 weeks, and that is Jalen Johnson. Jalen Johnson is one of the best players in the league when he's healthy, and he is out. So I think Dak's going to be able to torch them. Now, I still hesitate because I just watched them give up 37 points to the New York Giants, which I still can't believe.
Although Russell Wilson has always had a good deep ball, and I don't know if Caleb Williams has that.
No, Caleb is wildly erratic early in his career, and I like him, and I'm rooting, and I think there's an upside there, but he is wildly erratic. I've seen him miss guys that are wide open by 10 yards. It reminds me of McNabb a little bit back in the day, although they're very different players, so I'm not comparing them A to B at all. But just in how I would watch McNabb time and time again, there'd be a guy wide open by 5 yards, and he'd scream it 15 yards out of bounds, and and I've seen some of that out of Caleb Williams early in his career. And so I'm taking the boys. I'm taking them in large part because of that Jalen Johnson thing and just because of how good their offense has been. And I don't know that the Bears offense is going to be good enough to hang with that. So I'm going to take Dallas. I'm going to take them 30-25.
You and Joe.
Seriously?
This is the fourth time. What the hell?
Unbelievable, dude.
You and Joe both have Dallas winning. I have Chicago. And it was 30-28 is what he picked.
Get out.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I am thinking to myself more and more that I am shortchanging their offense. I do think their offense is going to be able to score. 30-28 sounds more likely. I don't know if Chicago can hold Dallas to 24 points, but whatever.
Man, this is going to be a fascinating game. I want to watch. There's 2 4:00 games I really want to see, and that's one of them between that and the Broncos and Chargers.
Oh yeah.
All right. Moving on to the last of the 4:00ers, and we got the Cardinals at the 49ers. It pretty much, I've heard some whispers that Brock Purdy might try and play this week, but it doesn't sound good to me. I'm assuming it's going to be Mac Jones, but Mac Jones played awesome. Now it was the Saints, but he played awesome. You couldn't ask any more from him. So Cardinals at 49ers. What do you think?
Well, I know he played awesome, but he is Mac Jones.
Fair point.
Mac Jones is going to Mac Jones, and I can't see it 2 weeks in a row. The book's out on him again. I think Arizona will make some adjustments to what they were expecting. And even though San Francisco's at home, this is a division game. I have better vibes coming from Arizona than I do San Francisco right now. So I'm going to go Arizona 22-21.
Ha, interesting. Check this out. So I'm going the other way. I'm going with the home team. It's funny because you went the home team a few times early in games that were hard to pick, and I went road, and I'm doing the opposite this time. I'm taking the home team when in doubt. Even though the Cardinals have what are they 1-1 or 2-0?
I
Gotta
don't
find.
know.
I want to say they're 2-0. I just got to make sure. Record. Oh, geez, I got the St. Louis Cardinals. NFL Cardinals record. Come on, give it to me. Here we go. They're 2-0. But it's been a rather unimpressive 2-0.
Yeah, very, very understated 2-0.
Yes. And I'm not sure. This team is so hard to figure out. For the whole Kyler Murray era, they've been hard to figure out. I'm going to go with the Niners. And here's why I chuckled when you said your score. I'm going 23-21 San Francisco.
Okay. Well, finally, Joe agrees with me on one for once.
Well, shoot.
He has Arizona as well. But again, we're all in the same box. 20-17 Arizona.
Wow. Yeah. That's a trip, man. Yeah, that's going to be an interesting one to see how it plays out. I don't feel great about it, but I don't hate it like I did the one last week that I picked that I ended up regretting when I picked the Texans against the Buccaneers. I don't hate it like that.
Yep.
All right, man. Moving on to the prime timer. We have what a fascinating matchup after last week. This game got a lot more interesting after last week. That is the Chiefs at the Giants.
Do you have the balls?
I love it.
I thought about it.
Mm-hmm.
I thought about it just for really a second. I never really considered it, but I thought about it for a second. And I also thought about it for my upset. But I got to be realistic here. I still picked a close game, though. You know, Kansas City doesn't score a lot. They don't blow anybody out.
Yeah.
Now, they might keep the Giants from down, and it could be like 24-10 or something like that. But I gave the Giants a little bit more respect there, and I gave them 24-20.
Okay.
With
Okay.
Kansas City winning, Joe has a much bigger score. He has 34-21.
Okay. Cool.
Tasty, of course.
I'm somewhere in between the two of you. It's funny because for half a second, I thought about the Giants for the upset pick, but there were too many other close games this week that I never even seriously considered it. The Chiefs have to win. Their backs are against the wall. Their defense is playing really well. And I expect the Giants offense to come back to earth this week. But boy, if they could put up even 24 points or more against this Chiefs D, I will be floored and I will have to reassess my entire take of the Giants this season. At least as far as being a competitive team. I'm going Chiefs. I'm going 24-16.
Yeah, that seems the most likely to me.
Right on.
Yeah.
Right on.
That works.
All right, man. Now, I mentioned a couple possible game of the week candidates early on. The Monday night one is a banger, brother. Lions at Ravens.
Yes, it is. Well, we'll find out if the Lions are back or they just had one good game or if their offensive coordinator figured it out or whatever the deal is. Because they will be tested. They're on the road. I think even if they had last year's coaching staff, I would probably be picking Baltimore as well, regardless.
Yeah.
But with this new coaching staff, I still got to go Baltimore. But Detroit could really open some eyes and really make a statement here if they get a win. And it's definitely not out of the realm. It's possible they can win this game. No doubt about it. But I am going to go with Baltimore 27-23, a close one.
Right on. Okay. Listen, I agree with everything you said. I mean, that's good analysis. Big time, my man. I will add one other thing to the equation here. The Ravens are missing Kyle Van Noy, who tore his hammy and is out for a few weeks. Now, the interesting thing about that is we both liked Mike Green a lot coming out of college, and he has a chance. He's the guy that's going to be stepping up to take his spot while he's out. So it's possible we have an emerging star come in while Van Noy's out. Now, all that being said, it doesn't affect my pick at all. I'm taking Baltimore. Like you said, last year's coaching staff, last year's Lions team that was 14-3 or whatever they were.
Yep.
I'd still be taking Baltimore because Baltimore was that good and then some last year too. So I'm taking Baltimore, giving the Lions a lot of respect though after that performance last week. I'm taking Baltimore 34-30.
Ooh, that would be a fun game.
I hope it's something like that. That would be really fun to watch.
That'd be 2 out of 3 weeks with Baltimore with crazy good games.
No doubt. No doubt.
And Joe agrees. So we got Baltimore across the board. He has a bigger score, 41-31.
Okay. And I can see that too.
High score.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, that's it. Those were the picks.
We did it.
Every team, every game, every week.
Phone time.
That's what we do.
That's right. That is what we do. I love it. With our new app and our new awesomeness, we are ready to rumble. And this was a fun week to pick games. There was a lot of tough games to pick. We could, we had a lot of differences mostly between you and then me and Joe, and then a couple others differences along the way too. So I can't wait to see how this week pans out because there's just there were a lot of hard games to pick.
Yeah. Well, I'll probably go 2-2 in those 4 games you guys missed, and it won't matter as much. But it'd be kind of cool if I went 0-4 or 4-0, just because the differences it would make in the standings with our picks and stuff. That would be fun.
That would be a trip, man. Yeah, absolutely. Although you're probably right, it will be 2-2, and it'll be a big fat push.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's going to do it. Don't forget to join us for the review of week 3 next week. If you missed the review of week 2, go check that out. That is a 2-parter, one much longer part and then a shorter part. But, make sure you guys check all that out. Al, do you have anything else to add? Do you have anything going on with Souljo, or are we still on the hiatus, or what's going on?
Still on hiatus. It's wild and crazy times at Soul Joel's these days. He is kicking butt and taking names, and we just had comedian. I just went up there tonight to see comedian Joe List, who's one of the best comedians in the country. He has a podcast with Mark Norman, who are they're 2 of the best comics in the world, and I was thrilled to see that show tonight. And Joel is kicking butt and taking names at Sunnybrook in Pottstown, PA. If you're anywhere near, come check him out.
Sounds good. Perfect. Okay, guys, that's going to do it. The new app, everything's moving forward. Hopefully, we're going to have no more technical problems because that's the one thing that's been really hampering us, in my opinion. And that stupid app is gone. We have